And the Spire's just getting ready to come out, so he could use the Mutalisk to draw those Marines into the field of Zerglings, and now the Zergling's just waiting there, waiting for Flash to come out. Now Flash almost moving out. Looks like he's waiting for a few more reinforcements, or maybe his map hacks have kicked in. Map hacks online. You can't trick me with your freaking little Zerglings. So the Zergling's just lying in wait. And of course, Jaedong, this would be a much stronger attack if he had his Mutalisk in as well. Jaedong expanding over at the 2 o'clock. But once he brings his Mutas in, this could be a very, very powerful attack. But Flash, he's moving around. He's looking for the Zerglings. I think he's starting to get suspicious now because he's saying, well, where are the Zerglings? Jaedong always pressures the front with Zerglings. So maybe that's why he's not quite moving out just yet. Flash is not playing into Jaedong's hands right now. He's just a little bit too suspicious. But now Jaedong, I think he's going to try to micro his way in and get Flash to run over these Zerglings. Flash is so close to the trap from Jaedong. Jaedong wants to get those medic Marines right over that trap. Oh, man, so close again. One medic snipes. That's going to be a huge advantage. If he can get Jaedong, if he can get Flash over this trap, he's still not committing to this. So I think Flash definitely is, yeah, he's very suspicious. He's not moving out right now like he normally would. He would have been moving up the map right now if he hadn't been suspicious. Now he's moving back to his base. So I think this trap is starting to lose power, and once Flash gets more reinforcements out, it's definitely going to lose a lot of power because there's just not enough Zerglings to cause a big attack on Flash. Another medic being sniped. Flash moving out now. Jaedong springing his trap, coming in with other Zerglings. But yeah, the reinforcements clean up the Zerglings. So a very clever trap from Jaedong, but Flash just didn't play into his hands the way he thought he would. So that was unfortunate. But the Queen's Nest already on the way for Jaedong, and he's working towards Lurkers. And Flash scanning now. He's going to be able to push through the Naturals soon because Lurkers aren't even out yet. There are 3 sunken colonies morphing, but if Flash comes in with reinforcements, he might be able to lock down this game as long as he keeps clear of the Mutalisks. I feel so bad for Jaedong because I would have loved to have seen that strategy work. I mean, really, really work. If Flash had moved out any earlier than what he did, it would have worked fantastically because I believe, yeah, that's how Effort took one game off of Flash in the last Korean Air finals. He just, as Flash was moving out of his base, he just completely sprung an attack. He didn't have burrowed Zerglings, of course, and actually this is a very smart play from Jaedong. As you can tell, he kept one Zergling burrowed outside the Naturals so you could see how many reinforcements are on the way. A very smart play from him. That's going to give him a lot of additional scouting. But Jaedong is playing with the disadvantage now. Jaedong, what are you doing? Flash moving forward. He sees the Lurkers in there, but Flash took a lot of casualties up at that brand new base from Jaedong. So Jaedong really getting it done there. Killing a lot of Marines, so it's going to take an even longer amount of time for Flash to push into one of these bases. So that was an excellent attack from Jaedong. Not sure what made Flash move up the way he did. I think his instincts just kicked in, his robotic Terminator instincts. Thought since that one Lurker was burrowing, he might be able to catch them off guard, but yeah, got completely slaughtered there. And there's the spy Zergling. I don't even think Flash suspects that there's still a Zergling there, but all right, Jaedong, got to be a little bit more careful. Oh, loses a Muta, just trying to fly back up to his own base, I think, or at least get some additional scouting. Oh, Jaedong getting some nice scouting on those 2 tanks, so he's going to know that he's going to have to push back soon because Flash, he's going to move out with a bit of scan. Probably going to scan out there, look for the Lurkers, and he's trying to go up at a weird angle where the Lurkers wouldn't be, and this is actually working out great because he's going to bypass all of the Lurkers in the middle of the map, and Jaedong is going to have to pull up all of his Lurkers and bring them towards the top, towards the 2 o'clock base, because that is exactly where Flash is going, it seems. He is snaking his way towards that position, already getting science vessels on the way too, so he's going to have a very powerful army off of 7 barracks. So, all right, Jaedong morphing more Lurkers. He does have his Defiler mound. This Defiler will be his saving grace, as it always is for Zerg players against Terran these days. But Flash still hanging around in the middle. He's got to be pretty careful, though. Jaedong, he still has Lurkers out there trying to spring a trap in the middle of the map. Plenty of Lurkers on the high ground, so it's going to take a while for Flash to get the siege range. on those lurkers on the high ground, so he's not going to be able to push into the natural anytime soon. But now Jaedong is going to have a pretty tough time protecting this 2 o'clock base. He's trying to get out of siege range now because the science vessel is in. He's got to use Scourge. Where the Scourge from Jaedong? He really needs Scourge to take out that first science vessel. That could be critical. Critical. Flash. Oh, Flash is pushing the envelope today, pushing his way into this base. There's still plenty of lurkers there, though. He's going to have to work his way around. There comes the Defiler. Consume the Defiler. It's dead, though. Flash snipes the Defiler. Excellent snipe from him. That could be the game ender from Flash, sniping that Defiler like he did. Another Defiler on the way. Flash doesn't quite see that one, but nothing over here to consume, I think. Defiler just running up to the top of this base, and oh, Flash's parents are going nuts. They're saying, yay, you sniped a Defiler. That's our boy. But all the trap lurkers in the middle of the map taking out quite a few troops from Flash as he tried to come up with reinforcements. But Flash got the damage done that he needed to get done. He took out a lot at that 2 o'clock. Pretty much a ton of units and the base at the 2 o'clock. So taking down a Zerg's third base at this stage in the game is huge. Huge, huge, huge. Because the Zerg needs to be one base over a Terran at all times. So alright, Jaedong, he's trying to hide a base down at the 5 o'clock, and curiously enough, Flash is actually working his way towards the 5 o'clock with a small Marine army. So I think he suspects that Jaedong is going to try to hide a base somewhere where he might not find it. But he's going to find it now. Oh, and there's no way that Jaedong will be able to defend this, so this is going to be bad times for Jaedong. It's going to take him such a long time now to get his third base up. Not even sure if he's going to be able to cancel that base down there. Comes some Scourge from Jaedong finally. A little bit too late with those Scourge, though. It didn't even kill one of the science vessels, so Jaedong looking pretty sad. Pretty sad indeed. He's going to still try to use his Dark Swarm at the front to hold back these troops as long as he possibly can, trying to work with as few units as possible to protect right now while he works up his economy, or tries to anyway. It's going to be so difficult to do that because his 5 o'clock got destroyed, denied. He's not able to move out of his natural. So I'd say that Flash pretty much has this locked down as long as he pays attention to his own economy, which it looks like he's doing. He's building a base down at the 6 o'clock. I see Jaedong's troops running down there. Yep, a few Zerglings on the way. I think Flash, rather, his macro is kind of lax because he doesn't have any SCVs over there just yet. Firebats! Firebats. That's exactly what Flash needed to fight this back, because Jaedong was relying on his Zerglings right now, trying to save up gas, trying to save up minerals. Using Dark Swarm and Zergling to fight this back. Gets a nice plague on the science vessels, actually. So if he comes in with a single Mutilist, he'll be able to take down all those science vessels. Again, the Scourge taking out the science vessels, but not really any lurkers in to protect Jaedong. There's a Nidus Canal getting sniped. Jaedong doesn't have anything at the front. Firebats pushing their way forward. And now it looks like Flash might be able to lock this down. He's got a defensive matrix. Hero, Firebat hero. I think the final science vessel went down. Some nice sniping of the tanks by Jaedong, but I do think it is a little bit too late. He doesn't have anything to protect himself now. So, yep, that's going to be it. GG from Jaedong as Flash takes the first set very convincingly. And nice little try from Jaedong, I have to say, though. Doing those burrowed Zerglings, that was a very smart attack and something I don't think Flash anticipated at all. So, nice try, but no banana. This has been Nuke. Let's move on to the second set.